Okay, hello, beautiful people, whoever's watching. Here I am again. I'm sorry for my expression, but it's because yesterday I did the video twice, I uploaded twice, I took it out twice, because unfortunately it's too much information and I cannot put not even 1/3 of it out there, okay? And I'm looking down because this time I actually took notes, okay? I did a lot of research, but unfortunately for nothing, okay? Well, not really for nothing because it's always useful information, but unfortunately not information that I can put it out for you, even if the viewers are very few, okay? That doesn't matter. The number doesn't matter. What matters is what comes and what stays and what resonates, even if it's just one person. So, in my previous video, Conscious DNA, I said that if I could, I would talk a little bit more about it, about the development of the DNA and the human species, okay? And so that's why I started to explain all of this, okay? There's really a lot to talk about it, but unfortunately it's too much info. And yeah, as I said, I'll try to be just as short as I can, summarize it once again as much as I can, and put out just the basics of it, okay? So in that video I gave the example that if humanity would have their DNA at this time, we should be supposed to have already. Unfortunately, we don't. If we had our DNA unlocked, it wouldn't have to be at 100%, and I'm going to explain why. But unlocked enough, like at least more than 60 or 70%, okay? We would be able to manifest things at will, do teleportation easily. I refer the speed of the sound, speed of the, but it goes even beyond that, okay? It's actually at the speed of the thought, of the consciousness, okay? It happens like this, right here, right now, just like the song, right here, right now. And so there is no time, there is no distance, okay? But for that to happen, I have to mention, okay, if the DNA would be unlocked at that level, let's imagine, okay, because this is a collective consciousness, our external reality would have to match the same frequency that we were putting out. So that means that our bodies and the holographic reality around us would be less dense than it is, so it wouldn't be this tough, like, oh, it hurts, it wouldn't be like that. It would be our cellular bodies, our, as I said, external reality or holographic reality, call it as you wish, would be less dense as well. Okay, that's important to note. And it's important to note, coming from this point of view, that the last time we had that type of experience as a human advanced civilization was in Atlantis, okay, and that was previously to the current civilization that we are experiencing now. In other words, in Atlantis, in the Atlantis time, the veils were still open, okay? I'm not going to talk now about it because I can't. There are many theories out there, but I'll just leave this to little crumbles. Atlantis were actually a continent, and there are still parts of it that exist at the sea level, and there are population in it, okay? So, moving on. That's one of the points. Another point, because I'm looking here and it's like it's the same happened yesterday. It's just I don't get lost because I have one entire page like, and I can only look at the 2 or 3 first lines so that I don't get lost. So another important thing to talk about this is that, for example, the light ships that come to this planet, those are super extremely advanced races beings, okay? This means their DNA is super, hyper, mega advanced, okay? And for example, when they come in and you see the light ship shrink like, and then boop, it disappears. It's like, once again, how do they work? They work through thought and consciousness, okay? At the speed of the thought and consciousness, they disappear into another space-time reality, into another galaxy, into another universe or cosmos, whatever. There is no time, there is no space, okay? So, also, there are benevolent races, okay, that use technology. And I'm referring to the disc-shaped metal disc-shaped shapes, okay. Those are not all fully benevolent. It's not easy to say that's not important anyway. But most of, let's put it like this, most of the light ships are benevolent people, okay. But most of the metal disc-shaped discs are non-benevolent, okay? Although there are a few percentage of disc-shaped metal discs ships that are, sorry about this, that are actually benevolent. And despite using technology like that, they also use thought and consciousness to move around, okay? Of course, there are human beings that make use of these metal disc-shaped disc ships. They use all kind of technology, but the problem is they don't have the DNA unlocked, so they cannot do the things that these races do, and they know that. So yeah, that's another thing. Okay, right, important. If, of course, how did I miss this? If we would be able to teleport, of course, it's pretty obvious that death of the body was not needed. Okay? This means that, and that's what's called in the spiritual communities ascension, okay? And when it comes to the story of Christ and that he ascended and then he returned, that has to do with cellular transmutation, with DNA fully unlocked that is able to come and go at will, to move around and keep evolving through time-space realities, okay? Be it dimensionally, be it to another cosmos, to another galaxy, whatever. So that's why I also mentioned in my previous video, the conscious DNA, that death is the biggest threat we have on this planet, okay? Because the veils are closed, we have no idea what we are doing here. That creates a lot of suffering, but not only suffering, trauma, a lot of trauma, and that creates fragmentation of the consciousness, of the soul, of the collective consciousness. That's the huge trauma of this collective one. I think it's probably the biggest one, okay? Because we don't know, first we are here, that's already traumatic, and then the second thing is that we have no idea where we are going after we leave our bodies, okay, which is extremely sad. So, yeah, in organic, natural, time-space realities, our universe, cosmos, people just keep evolving. You unlock your DNA at 100%. Voila! Okay, I'm done with experiencing planet Earth. Now I'm moving to another space-time reality. I keep developing my DNA, experiencing whatever, exploring whatever, expanding whatever, and don't ask me why creation was created like that. For me, that's a fact, a big, huge fact, considering my life experiences and the things that I receive as well, and the information that I gather all these years, okay? So, yeah, I don't know, I think it's quite, you know, for open-minded people, I think that will make sense. If not, that's okay. Yeah, I think that's all. Yeah, I think that's all. I think I covered pretty much everything I wanted to, like shortly. As I said, not being able to put out everything that I want, especially about Atlantis, that would be top. I hope, I don't know, I cannot make promises because it's like big stuff. And if I was censored in the past for sharing this, of course, there is truth in it. So I hope maybe one day, if it's possible, I can talk a little bit about Atlantis. And yeah, that's all. So I'm going to leave it here. I hope I'm not missing anything. I'm just looking here because I'm going back in time to Atlantis, and then doing comparing things to our. Oh yeah, I'm missing that. I just want to say, not probably, for sure, we are not. Okay, let's be realistic. It's impossible to get to the point where we were at Atlantis, okay? If you see how humanity is choosing the path that we are taking on right now, it's really, really impossible because our planet is tired, our sun is tired, and even though the scientist says that our sun will die in billions of years, that's BS, okay? Most probably we'll be here more 200, 300 years, and that's not time enough. And let's see if there are still people around. That's not time enough for us to get to that point. So that's why I also said it's time for us to get out of this BS, because it's enough of this suffering. As well, it will be the last time that we'll be here. And I'm sorry for saying this, but that's my opinion. As human beings, okay? So I leave it at here. Lots of love, peace, joy, abundance, prosperity, everything that you need. And yeah, take care. If this resonates, I'm happy. If not, it's okay. I wish you all the best, always. Okay? Lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.